Szanowni Państwo, jest mi niezwykle miło, że po raz kolejny mogę być w Słubicach. Za każdym razem, gdy Ania proponuje mi
come to Słubice every time Anna offers me to come, I treat it as an adventure into an interesting place, journey, to a place unknown but at the same time close and friendly, which is why I often take this invitation. Anna has mentioned on many occasions that I've been coming to Słubice for 20 years. I can't tell you how many years exactly, but as a PhD student, I came to lead one of the first workshops, and I rekindle these memories often. My short presentation, I will try not to bore you, is titled Art as Action. The aim of this presentation is to analyze the activities that you witness and often in which you participate. My presentation is going to be related to the anniversary of the existence of the OKNO gallery, but before I present the analysis of the activity of this institution, I believe we should start with something more present. A few weeks ago, 100 years of the 15th document in Kassel concluded, and this cyclical art festival this year hosted many scandals and discussions. The curator resigned, the artists protested, but it's a subject for a totally different lecture. The festival, in practice, visualized the moment to which the art consistently has been leading, at least since 1960s and perhaps since the very beginning of the 20th century, at least since the time of the great avant-garde, when very decisive postulates were put forward for connecting the practice of art and life.
Teraz już nie mam napisów na twarzy. O, jaka szkoda. Jaka szkoda, że nie mam teraz napisów na twarzy. To mogłabym być takim obiektem fotografii. A więc dlaczego przywołuję dokumenta zamiast mówić o
Why am I talking about the document festival? Because the festival served stage for presenting interesting sort of activity of galleries. It fit the postulate of the so-called new institutionalization, and to cut long story short, it means that the aim of current museums and galleries is not only taking care of the work and presenting the works of art, but also creating a community acting for people through art and for people. Which is why, during the Document Festival, museums were provided to collectives that cooperated on the creative process, sometimes even blurring the boundaries between them. And this way we come back to the subject of the OKNO gallery. Is just one of the examples of what we saw in Kassel. Instead of ready, finished works of art, participation was underlined. Participation that is hardly associated with an exhibition, so it was participation rather than viewing the works of art. Paintings as a background for activity, communal activity of common visitors, sometimes visiting the exhibition by accident. We also invited the visitors to create their own works of art. Now we're coming back to the subject of windows. I would like to present to you the window gallery
strategie wykorzystywane
This
przez
activity,
okiennych
through the
kuratorów.
prism of three strategies
Pokazywanie,
implemented by the curators, it's
współdziałanie i
displaying
świętowanie.
cooperation
A
and
więc
celebration.
po pierwsze będzie to
First of all,
sięganie
we are talking about
do tradycji galerii,
continuing the tradition of a gallery written with a
kontynuującej
capital
także
G,
nurty wprowadzone do
continuing
ekspozycji jeszcze przez galerię
the
prowincjonalną.
main
Zatem
the
wystawiennictwo,
genres
niby
initiated in
tradycyjne,
Swedica,
lecz mocno
traditional
eksponujące
exhibition
specyficzną przestrzeń galerii.
highlighting a specific
Wystawy
area
w
of a
oknie
gallery.
robione są dla okna,
Exhibitions in windows
eksponujące specyfikę
are
pomieszczeń
supposed to expose
odnosi
the
się
windows
na
and
zewnętrzne.
underline the
Za
interior,
okno dajmy specjalnie
open to the
łatwe
exterior,
niebies, bo
which is
światło
not
padające z
easy
okien
because
produkuje w tej przestrzeni
lights
czasem nieoczekiwanie refleksji,
falling through the window
wystawią
creates a very
galerię z takim-
specific scenery.
okno z takimi wyzwaniami
Whoever
się
presented their work
zmierzy.
in the gallery needed to face these challenges.
Sztuki, które
It's also a
tutaj
profile
pokazano.
of specific art
E,
displayed
Filmy
in the gallery.
fotograficzne,
It's
zgodnie z
somewhat
zainteresowaniami
photographic
i wykształceniem
according to the
kuratorów.
interest of the
Ale
curator, but
poza fotografię
apart
nieustannie
from
wychodzący,
photography,
stąd też jest to fotografia, którą nazywamy
instead of
czasem,
traditional photography, there is so-called intermediate
fotografia wychodząca w przestrzeń,
photography
sięgająca
entering
do instancji.
space.
Po drugie,
Secondly,
działania wprowadzone w Galerii OKNO
activities
są ściśle
conducted in
powiązane,
the gallery,
są
the window
powiązane
gallery
wystaw
are closely
z
related
aktywizacją środowiska.
to the
Wybaczcie
activation
Państwo,
of
jesteście tutaj tym
the
środowiskiem,
environment,
które jest
and you
aktywizowane
are
przez
the environment
kuratorię-
activized
kuratorkę,
by the
ale patrząc z
curator.
perspektywy takiej
But
krytycznej,
looking
animacyjnej, to tak to trzeba nazwać. I
From a
znów
critical
aktywizacja
perspective,
nie
we are
bierze
supposed
się
to call it
znikąd,
by its name,
bo
and
okno
it's no
w
coincidence
smoku przejmuje
because
dziedzictwo domów
a window
kultury.
inherits
Pamiętajmy, że
the
jest
legacy.
dziedzictwo
And we need to know
skuteczne,
that this
dobre, doświadczone.
effective
To jest
legacy,
praca,
experienced
na
legacy,
co dzień, a
so
właściwie
we are
czasem
talking
tydzień, co
about
miesiąc,
everyday work,
regularna, która powoduje,
monthly
że
work,
mamy wykształconą publiczność,
which results
która
in
dorasta
an educated
i,
audience that is
współwzrasta
growing and
z
developing with us.
Dzisiaj ten spadek ewoluuje
Today,
w stronę świadomych teorii
It's evolving towards the direction of conscious educational theories, and we should ponder a question that I asked in the very beginning: what is the purpose of art, or whom should it serve?
I to właśnie pytanie, ten
And
nowy
this
instytucjonalizm,
question
to jest
revolves
w gruncie
around the
rzeczy
new
przekształcenie,
institutionalism.
że sztuka w życiu człowieka
It means
jest
that
wbrew piramidzie potrzeb
this,
Masłowa.
contrary to the Maslow's pyramid, art is a basic need of the human teaching us about life and values. It is much more important for people to interact with objects rather than understand them, although they shouldn't really pour tomato soup on works of art. Through art, participants are supposed to discover their nature, or maybe seek support of an institution. Here when we talk about the concept of new institutionalism, we should mention the social function of art. In the text to the work Anna Panekur is going to mention, I would like to quote words of my friend, curator and animator Sylwia Szykovna, who says, I quote, "The activity of institutions was supposed to focus on reshaping museums into a social space, concentrated on production and the exchange of knowledge between all of their participants. Educational trends in art are devoted to its reception. It's a new way, the new way of understanding institutions resulted in a new understanding of art that was supposed to become a tool of social change and transformation." Well, as far as theory goes, but if we listen to the words of those who try to analyze it from the exterior, then we can see many aspects of such an activity in the actions of the window gallery, or annual workshops or initiatives such as photography workshops are a great example for that. Well, it's not an easy job to lead such an initiative because culture remains to be dismissed as not serious in Poland. Children are very often interested in photography, but not really adult people. But recently I've managed to observe that new generations of photographers come into existence. So what is the purpose of art? What is its educational purpose? Please excuse me for using the terminology. From the perspective of the so-called methods based on art, the visual means of expression do not only involve students and their imagination, but they also become a method of activating the community relating to individual experiences of the participants. Marta Kosińska mentions three such tendencies of implementing these methods in practice. The first method underlines both the cognitive aspect of art and it highlights the art's role in understanding the world. In reality, in actuality, it helps us not maybe understand but experience reality. And this is exactly what is the function of art. It's about understanding the language that we use. Another approach referred by Marta Kosińska to heuristic, it serves an experimental feature. It means that it helps us critically interpret the works of art. The third tendency exerts pressure on activism and the activation of communities. Here, cooperation between the artist, the researcher and the researched is important, and this should be translated in the relation of the teacher and the students. So this is the cooperation and the fact that we like to come back to some of our teachers and we seek contact with them, and sometimes it's more important than the product itself, that is the work, the creative work of art. The activity of the window, the gallery exemplifies all of these three perspectives. The participants experiment with photography, they experience and they learn the basic rules of optics. They learn about photography chemistry and they look for their own solutions. Undeniably, the role of personal involvement goes a long way and it cannot be underappreciated. Let's take a look for the workshops dedicated for this edition of the Labyrinth. From one side, there are workshops resembling old techniques. Other remind us of the new. Well, actually, they present the new, and they encourage us to do some work or experiments of our own. Another important aspect is the ability to discover our own environment, learning about our surrounding and noticing what we usually ignore, or looking to the other side of the Odra River. Another aspect, the third one, final one, is the celebration. Celebration through the meeting in which we have been participating. I'm not going to talk about the history of the Labyrinth Festival and the fact that we associated the 20th century of the OKNO Gallery with this 20th century of the Labyrinth Festival, but I would like to tell you that it's the 13th edition of the Labyrinth Festival and the 20th anniversary of the OKNO galleries. There are some chronological differences. They will probably exert some influence on the myths surrounding the festival. However, I would like to draw your attention to the misplacement of meanings that took place where the initiative created by Oleg Nokłocko moved to Słubice, and I would like to say Swupfurt actually, because we know that Swupfurt is the word that is commonly used by the citizens of both cities, because the festival was a great opportunity to switch the borders, to move the center towards a different place, allowing us to understand the periphery. So on the borders we create something that's noticeable. So it reflects the need of sharing, the need of collecting. It's also a different initiative from festivals full of celebrities, because here involvement and participation matters. We have talked about it at length, and we want to differentiate ourselves from commercial endeavors, and because here we are talking about a totally different festival, a festival where the viewers are close to the artists, where the environment of which, thanks to its informality and focus on time and space, makes the audience closer, able to bond with the artists during common food sharing, during dinners, which we experienced, which was just today experienced. Swupfurt is a commercial phrase, but it's a very apt description, because suddenly the bi-city becomes a hub or a bridge joining two rivers, two different streams and two different genres of thought, simply creating a place where it's worth to be.